showtime, and I'm in the back blabbing away with all these exciting things, and I didn't even know we've gone live. So here we are.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well this wonderful July 11th. My goodness, July is just moving.
July is moving and grooving, and it's hot as all get out here. Look at us. We're in our tanks and our cutouts, and it is just 1,000,000 degrees and feeling fine. So what can we say?
It's sunny Florida, babe. This is what
Yeah.
you get in the middle of July. And if you like the heat, like I do, then you're golden. If you don't like the heat, well, thank God for air conditioning.
I thought you were going to say, like, if you don't like the heat, get out of the kitchen or something, like a food healing oracle deck quip.
Yeah, I could have said that, but now you said that, so now it works.
Yeah.
And Denise and Tina and Tony is here. Hi, ladies.
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about you, Tony. Tony is here. We were just talking about all these fun business cards that the certified readers have been getting. So, of course, this is mine, Apples. And then Linda got, because we call her our miracle worker, she's the sour sop. And her card is so cool because it's got now QR code that goes to all the linked trees that has all of our stuff. But we were just saying that the certified readers are getting these cool business cards, and they're really fun.
I have strawberries, but I don't have any here to show you, but I'm the love card.
Well, that is for sure. That is for sure.
Right?
Well, welcome, everybody. I'm so excited about this show. I'm so excited in a few minutes after we get through a couple announcements. Oh, Janelle's here. I'm Janelle. Wow. Yeah, this is okay. Well, we'll get to Heather in a minute, but let's talk about what's happening. So we just want to give you a couple updates. We are well into the planning of second helpings. Can you see it? Can you see it? And I encourage you this auspicious Saturday. We will be having a sneak peek little video of what's coming. So keep an eye out on all of our platforms. There's a little video announcement about our second deck.
Something else is happening on Saturday, though.
Whatever.
It's
our anniversary.
It's our anniversary, and it's the wonderful goddess here, my partner in produce. It's her birthday. She's going to be 39.
I can't wait to be 39. I can't wait to be 39. Oh my God, to be 39.
So we talked about, how auspicious it was that our card decks arrived on her birthday. And now 2 years later, and we're getting ready to birth to the world the second helpings deck. And we couldn't be more thrilled because I'm telling you, people, these foods in the second deck, they're coming in strong. They're coming in hot.
They're coming in hot.
I
was just explaining to the ladies in the back just before we went on that I woke up today and I had to have a particular fruit. And, we're in the middle of trying to remember not only the first 60, which we know, but now we have the other 60. And it's like trying to get 120. Actually, we have 4 bonus, 124. So I'm saying to myself, what is this particular food and why am I craving it? So then I went to go look it up, and I won't say what it is. We'll reveal it later. But the word was manifest. And I was like, I'm putting that in my smoothie because today is the day of manifesting. So I was like, it's already working, all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to say that we've got a lot of cool things coming up. This Wednesday, please tell all your friends. It's free. It's 30 minutes. You're going to get some free readings. You can come share your experience. But we're having our intro to the certification class because we have one coming up in August online. We have one in Bainbridge, New York on 11/11. And a couple groups have asked for some private you can, if you gather 6 or more people, you can have your own private certification. So all that's going on. And if people are curious to learn how to see what's on your dinner plate and be your own spiritual whisperer, food whisperer, come on Wednesday night at 6:30, and we're going to talk all about it. And
Yeah,
maybe a special offer.
for those of you that have friends that are curious about what is this food healing oracle deck, this is the perfect time to tell them, hey, get on here because we're going to be explaining it all to them and having some fun in the meantime. So we're looking forward to that.
Our next cool thing to share also, and there's a giveaway tonight. And then we're going to get into Heather. So we'll get to her in a second. But we, through the brilliance of our alchemist of operations, Linda Horn, has birthed this wonderful idea. And everybody is invited to consider marking your calendars for July 28th. And what is happening on July 28th, we are going to show you right now. This is our newest super cool. Consider it like a book club, but we are launching the Fuhad Coconuts Club. And it is our monthly forum where it's okay to play with your food. Yeah. So what is happening on this gathering? Basically, it's our new monthly gathering. It's going to be led by our certified readers. Joanna and I might pop in from time to time, but really it's this 2-hour time on Zoom where whether you are absolutely new to the deck, you love the deck, want to learn more, have questions about how to read, it's literally open to everyone who wants to come. There's a little nominal fee, $20, and you're going to get guidance, you're going to have fun, you're going to get readings, and it is sort of just this platform to play in and learn all about the deck, learn how to read it, get readings. There'll be round robins, there'll be some fun times, but the certified readers, it's their deal. So Linda's going to lead us off, and that'll be on the 28th. So we hope you go and play there, because that is what you guys are going to do, is go play in the Coconuts Club. It'll be a monthly event. And if it gets, it's limited in size. So if we fill up, we'll maybe do 2 months, but we'll see. We're going to start off. But isn't that fun, Joanna? Like when
I love that idea. I mean, why not? Because a lot of people will not be able to take our class, and they can come in and learn about the deck through that venue, and it will be fun for everybody to. It's cherries, baby. The more cherries,
refresh.
the
You haven't done
better.
it in a while, or someone gifted you a deck, or wow, you've been doing it at home, but you have no one to practice reading with. Come into the Coconuts Club, and you'll be amongst the cherries and the coconuts. So check the website out tomorrow. There'll be dates. We'll probably have dates listed over the next several months of what's available. And they'll be led by different readers, certified readers, and it's going to be amazing. All right. Of course, we have Heather Danielle's event. We'll be talking about that when she comes on. And I think that's it. We have a lot of appearances coming up, both me, Joanna, Linda, all of us. So check the newsletter. Check your monthly newsletter. We have all the dates listed. We're in like 25 places or something ridiculous. Fun.
Don't forget our tarot class on August 6th.
Yeah.
We'll be having
yes.
that. So it's time to sign up for that, because it's less than a month away, guys.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So
that is one of the best
that.
classes. If you're a tarot, if you are a tarot person, or if you're not, we explain what the 22 major arcana are and how to eat according to your own hero's journey. It's mind-blowing. And if you have taken our Archangels class, many of you have, our Archangels Ascended Masters, you would see the beautiful irony that today was. Did you notice that, Joanna? Today is Blueberry Muffin, National Blueberry Muffin.
And that's Archangel Michael.
Archangel Michael. So anyways, that's just a hint. We'll be doing that class again sometime. I rushed through that fast because I'm so darn excited that Heather's here. So Heather Danielle, we've known probably over a year now. We've been on each other's shows. She's got a great coffee and cards gathering, world-renowned psychic medium. Her resume, I mean, she's a Reiki master. She's got a million things. She'll say what she does, but I'm just so thrilled because we've been colleagues, and then she took our certification, and it was like, But then she says, you won't believe this, but I've been using your food healing oracle deck to do channeling loved ones from the other side. I'm like, get out of town. We have Denise with the oils. We're doing tarot, and we've got Allison with crystals, and then she gave me a reading, and here we are. So I am not going to say anything more except tomorrow she's going to be officially certified. And in my mind, she's well beyond it. She's already got that in the bag. Everybody, Heather Danielle's here.
Wait till you meet this bright light. Come on out,
Come out.
Heather.
Come out, Heather. She's busy talking to the spirits. With food. She's there's a dinner party going on the other side right now.
I know, for sure.
All right, here. So do I need to add her
there
in?
There you go.
It's my fault. I'm so excited that you're here.
I am such a talker, so it's been so hard not to like chime in, but I'm so excited for all the events you have coming up. So I know I'll be definitely attending all of them. So I'm loving it.
We're thrilled. I didn't have your whole bio in front of me, so maybe just I had a paragraph I wrote, but maybe just give people a 2-minute, amazingness of you, and then how you came to our world, and then we'll kind of dive into the evening.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So I'm Heather Danielle. I'm a psychic medium. I wasn't always this way. Did not grow up seeing spirits or anything like that. But what ended up happening was my grandma passed away, and then she was my everything. And basically, in a nutshell, my whole world fell apart. And like a lot of people, I started going down my spiritual journey because that was giving me some answers. And one of the things that ended up happening was, I found out I was a psychic medium. And so that meant that I can connect with, people's auras, tell them about their path, their journey, and also connect with others on the other side. I believe everyone can do this. It's just learning how to do it. And I guess, I don't know, something was up with it. I guess it was such a big part of my soul that it was really easy for me to open up and start connecting. And then let's see, I don't know how our paths crossed, but I remember getting a hold of this deck and being like, wow, this is something that every person needs, but definitely spiritual people, because we neglect ourselves and our bodies so much. If there's anyone out there that's just like me, I absolutely love the spiritual world so much that I end up neglecting my body and what my body needs and all that jazz. But a little bit more about me. Sorry, I'm going on a little tangent. But yeah, I do Reiki. I do pranic healing. I went down the spiritual path and did a whole bunch of things. I'm a certified life coach, certified psychic medium, and all the things. And I am definitely a card junkie. So the fact that I am in love with this card deck and I use it for all my readings definitely says a lot.
Well, just before we went live, we played for the first time, really not even 20 minutes ago, a little testimonial, because we're getting ready to launch the second deck. And I think that just said everything in a nutshell. But so are you okay if we play that for everyone?
Yes, let's do it.
You get to you learn a little bit about Heather, her kind of full circle, and then her relationship with this deck. And I just thought it was great. So let's just play this, watch this, and then we will go further talking about what it is to bring in our loved ones from the other side using the Food Healing Oracle deck. And I'm going to be, after this, a testimonial, because I had a reading from Heather Danielle. So hold on. Here we go.
Hey, I'm Heather Danielle, and I'm in love with the Food Healing Oracle deck. Ever since I found this deck, I have been so obsessed because it bridges the gap between your spiritual messages and your body. So I actually do readings for people all over the world and giving them messages and insight and guidance from not just their past loved ones, but also spirit guides and angels. And one thing that I have found is that this deck is so accurate. Whether you're needing guidance on a spiritual matter, a life matter, or trying to figure out what's going on in your body, I know this deck can help you, and it has. I actually started using this deck to help with my mediumship, and that is when I use my abilities to connect with those that passed on to the other side. And it was amazing. Oh my gosh. The additional insight and information and evidence that I was actually speaking to the spirit of the loved one that I was connecting to on the other side was mind blowing. Now, I am someone that actually is obsessed with Oracle and tarot card decks. I actually probably have close to 100 decks right now. However, there are only a couple of decks that I use for my personal one-on-one readings, and the Food Healing Oracle deck is one of them. In fact, now I don't even want to do any readings without them beside me, because I know that the spiritual world can use this deck through me and get more information, more critical information, more helpful information for my sitter. I am so happy that there is going to be a second helpings deck coming out, and that is because there's even more insight and more guidance that is being channeled through this card deck that can really help people for all over the world. This is going to be an incredible journey. I'm so happy that I found this deck, and I'm so excited that the next deck is on its way, because I'm going to be the first in line, and I am going to have so much fun giving readings and connecting with loved ones and spirit guides and angels for other people while using this card deck. I'm Heather Danielle, Psychic Medium. It was great talking to you, and I will see you soon.
Woohoo! Love it. Love
Oh
it.
God, just adorable. Well, thank you for that. You've touched my heart immensely, and I'm so
Mhm.
grateful. When you called me, or when we had our get together after the certification, and you started to share some of your experiences using the deck, I mean, I could feel right now, I was like the tears in me of like, wow, I had no idea. I mean, Joanna and I channel and we do bring in people, but to hear somebody else saying, I'm using your deck and here are some of my experiences as a minister of light, to see that the light's being spread like this really tears me. It really, wow, it moves me. And I said, well, can you give me a little idea of what you do with the deck? And you did. And I immediately called my inner circle of people and said, I just had an experience with one of our newest students, who is, not even a student, really a colleague and amazing. And I said, we've got to do a gallery with her, and we've got to show people what she's doing, because she's so talented. So that's where we are. And why don't you talk a little bit about it? Because we do have a very small gathering of people. There are some spots left on July 22nd to do a gallery, but let's talk about it from your mouth to God's ears of what you're doing, Heather.
Well, yeah, so if anyone's like a psychic medium, you don't really have to use cards or anything like that to connect with them. But what I ended up doing was, I think the deck was just like maybe even laying on my desk during one of these readings that I was having. And I decided, let me pull this. Let me see if I can get the spirit that I'm trying to bring in to give me some additional information. And that's when all of a sudden I am like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at this card deck, and I kind of knew it during the certification class. I kind of seen it already happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, our loved ones are on the other side, and they're always trying to reach out to us. And when you go to a medium and you're getting a reading, it's like they are trying to pull out everything, trying to get the medium to say certain things. It's like charades. That's how I picture them on the other side. They're trying to like say words, and the medium's not getting it. They're trying to do signs and stuff like that. And so I'm getting as much evidence as I can, which is really good. You know what I mean? I'm really good with that. But sometimes getting a little bit of additional little pieces to prove that it is them can really, really help a reading. And I have some of those stories to tell you too. And that's when I was like, wow, this deck, every single card in this deck is a tool that your past loved one can use to communicate with you. They can get some sort of message across. They can remind you a little part of themselves, a little bit of their personality, all these little things. And it never ceases to amaze me. So anytime that also maybe I'm confused by what the spirit is saying, I'll be like, this or that, and I can give you some examples, and then I'll pull one of the cards and it'll totally clarify it for me.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so can you give a couple examples, and then I'll share the example that I know full fact that you did with me.
So a couple of the ones was like one time I was doing this reading and I remember him talking about the spirit, right? It was a male spirit coming forward, and he was talking about his tragic passing, right? And I was trying to get more information from him about the tragic passing, and he was making me feel like he had more time and that kind of stuff. Like it was very unexpected. And then he started giving me this feeling as if there was something unresolved, right? And so I used the deck and I pulled out cilantro, which was confusion. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, there is something else going on with his passing. You know what I mean? And then I talked to the sitter about what I was getting, and it was completely on that they weren't sure if there was like foul play involved with his passing and things like that. So it was like crazy, that he brought through. Who knew that cilantro could, offer so much? Another time too, this woman was coming through, and I was like, really? She's not in Michigan? I was getting all these different hints, and then I decided to pull a card, and it was oranges. And for some reason, that oranges just remind me of Sunshine State, which is Florida. And bam, she was from Florida. She spent all of her time in Florida. So it's just these little baby pieces of details that are just coming through.
How
I
about the
love
one?
that.
Can you share the one about pears?
Yes, that is like my favorite one. That is my favorite one. Okay, because you cannot make this stuff up. And by the way, I just want to say, like, I record my readings, so I got proof that this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And so with pears, I was doing this reading for this woman, and it might have been a phone reading, I don't remember. But anyways, I was connected to her grandmother in spirit, and then all of a suddenly, I decided to pull a card, and the card that came up was pears, which is grace. And something just hit me, and I was like, Grace. I was like, your grandma's talking about the name Grace. Look at that.
Here, I'll hold it up as you're talking.
Yes. And I was like, for some reason, I knew the grandma was trying to pinpoint the name Grace on that card. And I was like, your grandmother is bringing up the name Grace. Does that mean anything? And she just like started crying. And she was like, I just had a dream the other day that my grandmother came to me, and she said that I was going to have a little girl, and I was to name her Grace.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
chills.
Me too.
I got chills too. And so
Wow.
it never ceases to amaze me, you know what I mean? And even in the psychic sense too, mint comes up, for health, when I know, okay, we need to talk about your health, what is going on and things like that, and definitely asparagus, which is transformation, that comes up a lot too, because a lot of people right now are in that midst of a transformation, and that comes up a lot in readings, but I can keep on going. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great. So if anyone has questions, feel free to put them in the comments for Heather. So I had asked Heather to, if she can give me a little bit of a insight as to, before I knew, if we were going to move forward with this gallery. And I had in my mind asked for her to bring someone forward that wouldn't like have me flat out crying. I wasn't in the space to be completely devastated. And there's unfortunately a lot of people to choose from over there, but I just really wanted to connect with someone that I can stay in the energy while talking to Heather. And the most perfect person came through, and some of our beloved cherries here may know the late, great Deb White, who is she's probably here right now, part of our cherries. And Heather knew nothing of this woman, but she had said, well, she really wants to still be part. She is still part of your group. She is just working on the other side, and she's definitely still part of the cherries. And what she had said, Heather, is you had said, I seen something about lots of stars. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. I had known that I knew that you didn't, that she had written a book called Have You Ever Thought of Feeling? It was about the character was a star being from the higher realms who incarnated into form on Earth and was learning to teach people about consciousness. And then the very next card, and I hadn't said anything when you'd said, wow, I'm feeling stars. And then you pull ginger which was feelings. And I just about lost it because that was exactly, if you ever thought of feeling. And then you pulled the ginger card, and we're in the middle of talking about Deb's book. And there were so many other things, and so many other things that I shared with her bestie that only her bestie would know. And so thank you for that. And I just feel very honored, Joanna.
Well, I just love that. I mean, that's so heartwarming. And to have, Deb come in because she was such a big part of the group like that. That's beautiful, Heather. What a gift you have. And how helpful it is for people to, have a little comfort when they've lost a loved one and to be able to hear from them. I know I can't wait to have a reading with you now.
Oh, that's exciting. Like I'm starting to tear up too because like, I'm talking to, I guess it was Deb, you know what I mean? And I'm talking to her and chatting with her, and that's how I know her now. I know her
Right.
energy. I know she's all good. I know she's happy. She's excited to talk with everybody. I just remember her like saying over and over again because I remember like it being like, well, no, she's saying she's helping you out with your everything that you're doing with the food healing Oracle deck. She's
Like she's
talking
still
about
around.
yeah,
Yeah.
so she's doing all of this, and so she's like really excited. So it's so cool to hear about her in this sense. Of like, oh wow, you know what I mean? This is the person that I brought in. But when the ginger card came up and feelings came up, and I found out that that was in the title of her book, like my mouth dropped open. I love it when they're able to do like mind blowing evidence like that.
Mind blowing. Well, let's talk about mind blowing because you have graciously offered to gather 10 of us for this special evening. Let me just put this up for those of you who are interested in joining this gallery. And if we haven't even indicated why this is, you've heard it here, but Friday, July 22nd. It'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's only 10 guests, and I think we have about 4 spots left. Anyway, it's a handful of spots left, and Heather is only doing 10 guests because everyone's, we want to have her have the energy to bring it through this group. And so I'll be co-hosting it with her. And so, Heather, tell us a little bit more what people can expect that night.
Well, I want to talk about that, but can we just say about how intuitive that you two are that you guys choose that date? Because that is the anniversary of my mom's passing. And the reason why I say that's a good thing, though, is because I know that her energy is just going to be there so strong with all of our other past loved ones as well coming through on that day. So I thought that was really crazy. So I think it was definitely divinely guided.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
if you've never been to a mediumship gallery reading, what's going to happen is I'm going to bring in your past loved ones, and I'm going to give each one of you a message from them. I'm going to, figure out who it is, work with you, give you some evidence and some details about them. Keep an open mind because just like with Lainey, it might be a person that you're not expecting, right? But it's always the person that needs to come through the most. And I always say you can do a shout out beforehand, say, hey, I would really love it if you showed up, that kind of thing. And I just have to tell you, one-on-one sessions are really amazing. But the thing is having an event like this, what it does is that it increases the vibration with all of us being there. And it allows me to connect a little bit more clear. And then I'm able to get a little bit more fine-tuned evidence, if you will. And it makes it for such a fun time. And I actually haven't done this in a while. So this is actually a really special event, so yeah, definitely special.
Awesome.
So I always believe in. I know Joanna, you do gatherings a lot or galleries a lot where you have a group of people, but I've always experienced the dynamic energy of a group is pretty powerful because not only are you individually reading for the people when you notice like this is specifically for you, but we're all receiving messages from everybody. There will always be something gleaming because
Yes.
there's a collective field, right?
Yes.
Joanna, do you have that experience too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's, once you tap into that field, they all want to come through. It's like a portal opens. And when you were talking about your grandmother passing, I really felt like, she opened up that veil and open that door for you to live your life's purpose. She knew what that was. So, yeah, and galleries are so powerful. And whether it's, 6 people or whether it's, I've had up to 20 people, which is a lot,
Oh,
don't
yes.
try not to do that again. But the information just it just flows because the vibration gets raised so much from everybody's, frequency of wanting to tap in. So it's just amazing.
And you know one thing that I love to do too, because I like to go to gallery readings as well. And there's this term in mediumship that's called piggybacking. And so piggybacking is when, past loved ones of like all of ours get together and they find things that they have in common, and then they'll bring it to the medium. So now all of a sudden I might be talking about someone and you might think like, oh my gosh, that's my uncle. And this other person like, that's my uncle or whatever. They have all these things in common. And then the medium might break away and be like, okay, well, I'm feeling guided towards this person and give more evidence. But it doesn't mean that the person that you thought it was isn't there. And you need to pay attention to the message because that message is still for you, even though it might be officially for someone else. And that's one thing that I love about galleries, because it's like, I'm going to bring one person or at least one person forward for you with a message, but tune in for all the rest of those because you get to listen in and everyone else's. And there's a big chance that your past loved one is also trying to talk through them, so it's fun.
Oh, I just had a flash. I just had, someone deliver me a message saying, I can't wait to see and talk to you on that night. So I already feel like I just received already just now. Like I literally just heard like, I'll be seeing you there. I was like, I'll see you there.
Hey, listen, they're already lining up, right? They're already lining up. They know who's going to be there. They're like, okay, this is our opportunity. We're going to tune into that channel on that
Wow.
night, So
Yeah,
they're
game
already coming.
on. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to the I think
Yes.
there's a lot going on. So if we haven't said it enough, yes, please join us on July 22nd. I'll put it on. I actually put the link in the in the chat there. Meanwhile, we are going to do some fun things in the remaining time that we have. Let me get Tamara's question. She meant to say Heather, but she says Danielle. So Heather, Danielle, can you connect with your past loved ones anytime you want? Is what she asks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to them all the time, constantly, every day. But the only problem is that, it's almost like training wheels. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to, they don't want you to be constantly talking to them, trying to figure out things. You know what I mean? They want you to live life and they want you to learn from your mistakes and things like that. But I feel them around me all of the time. And if I have a question or something like that, I can always tune in. And that's my passion. My passion is teaching other people to do it because I feel like our past loved ones are always doing that with us constantly. The signs, everything is constantly from them. We're so scared that it's something bad, but it's not. It's like it's your grandma.
Well, I'm actually kind of blown away because literally the next thing that was coming out of my mouth, and this may be a sign, hint, hint, Tamara, but we already have in the works that for those who are certified readers, we'll be launching this later on. But for certified readers, we will have a level 2. It'll be a specific class for those who have taken and become certified. And Heather will be conducting it. A psychic medium and food healing oracle deck class, and it will be for people who have taken our certification. So another good reason to get certified is that we are launching, thanks to Linda, a whole line of level 2 courses, and there will be, if you'll be hearing it soon, a second certification for the new deck. But we will be having a series of courses that only certified readers can take. And Heather, I know we've talked about this as like a psychic medium course for the readers. So that is down the road. But for now, we'll be seeing you on the 22nd. Yeah, that sounds good for the readers out there.
That is so incredibly exciting. And yes, Tamara, like definitely get certified. Oh my gosh, because I feel like there's a lot of spiritual people with a lot of untapped gifts that are in the comments too. And then I just want to say one thing too, because someone was making it, they can't make it. That's sad, but I really feel that everyone that is hearing us right now, if it's not you that's meant to be there, think about then who you are thinking about then, because I really truly feel that if it's not you that needs to hear the message from the past loved one coming through on the 22nd, it might be someone else that's close to you. So at least plant that seed in them. At least plant that seed and say, hey, here's something that, if you know someone that's either, grieving, or someone who is kind of into this stuff, that kind of thing, it might be a really good night for them.
Yeah. My friend Susan says that she wants one of those spots, but she says, crazy, 1 week before the 22nd is the anniversary of my mom's passing. So I know that she really wants to hear from her mom. So, Susan, if you're still listening, plant that seed and tell Sharon to come through.
Wow. That's a really, I mean, that's a really good point. Denise Fludge says, I'll see you on the 22nd. Yeah. So, Tony, think about that. That's great advice, Heather. And, I was going to say, have someone go by proxy, but that is kind of what you're saying. You'll know who's supposed to be there to show up, because this is a special event. And if it ends up, and who knows, there may be more than one of these, but we know that the 22nd is definitely highly anticipated. And like I said, you're right. They're lining up. When they see a purity, like here's our water card, when there's a pure energy like this, I mean, we're breaking bread with the divine in the other side. Like we're having this cosmic dinner party right here, creating it a nourishment like no other. Like,
I love that.
Thank you,
Yes.
Father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that regard, let's we had talked about maybe Joanna and I just intuitively throwing some cards out and seeing what comes up in your brilliant consciousness, Heather. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
what
Let's see
we're
what
doing?
happens. Yes.
All right. So is everybody good for that? Yay, yay. So
we're good. And I just, before you start, I just want to respond to Tamara. She says, I guess I better get certified. Tamara, I guess you better.
Yes.
We're waiting. We're here. We're ready.
We are so chomping at the bit because she has some gifts, this girl, Tamara. She's amazing. Every time I talk to her, it's like I already just see her so doing this. And anyways, there's the online, but of course we're going to be up in Bainbridge, New York, which is upstate New York, doing a live
Tina's here. Tina's hosting that.
Yeah, Tina at Seven Stones Metaphysical Store is hosting that. So we're a lot's in the works. So
well, look at how long it took for me to get certified too. So I know like how when people say, they're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have waited. I feel like everything happens in divine timing. Yes. But it's like I did not think that the cards were going to speak to me the way that they have. And then I didn't think that it was going to impact my readings, and then therefore impacting other people as much as it has. You know what I mean? Like that woman with the grace, she's never ever going to forget that, all of the craziness.
And then you had the beaches with the dog, or I mean, you have so many stories.
Exactly. Yes, her dog's name was Peaches. Like how? Like, isn't that amazing? So it's like, especially if you are, and this is going to be for the level 2 thing, but if you learn this stuff too, it can be scary sometimes connecting with mediumship, because you don't want to be wrong, because you're afraid that you might say something wrong. A lot of new readers are scared of that. And that's the thing, is that the deck will help guide you. It'll help bring out some of that evidence for you. You know what I mean? It'll confirm a little bit of those intuitive hunches and things like that you're getting, kind of like how I use that example about the man's passing. It's like, okay, wait a second, is there something weird? And then sure enough, so it confirms what you're getting to. So,
well, and to that note, that's the whole idea of the Fuhad Coconuts Club, is that it helps you gain confidence. You'll be in a Zoom chat with people at all different levels, from certified readers down to people who just opening up their deck for the first time. And what is this? And how do I do this? And what spread would you recommend for that? So I think all of that is like, we're providing a community of cherries for everyone to have sweet potatoes, comfort, and butternut squash support. And we welcome you, because this is a craft that is our divine birthright, to be able to have this intuitive ability no matter where you are. So if you're feeling on the fence with your confidence, come to the Coconuts Club, come to our certification, and look at everything we have to offer, because it's for you and for everyone that are impacted by your presence.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. So
we're
like 15 minutes worth. Let's give it a go. And let's just see. So what would you like to see? Do you want us to just pull some cards, and then I'll pull one, she'll pull one, and you do your thing, Heather?
All right, let's see what happens. Yes.
All right, let's see. All right, I'll pull the first one. Kiwi.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this has actually came up on a couple of different readings for a couple different reasons. So this is going to be a spirit that is coming through to letting you know that they feel so much better now. You know what I mean? That their mind is now free. That they're not, this often comes up for spirits who have either depression, a bipolar kind of thing, up and down in their life with their emotions. So I have seen that come up and it is so freeing, honestly. You know what I mean? When you get that, but also it has come up to let the person know that they can also be free too, and they can stop like beating themselves up and things like that. But majority of the time it comes up for those. So if you guys have anyone that's like that on the other side, this could be a message for you. Oh, there you go.
Also,
Red
I keep
without
getting that it has to do with people who have passed from a respiratory because of how kiwi works on the lungs. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Interesting.
And I'm not going to do like a full reading, just give you guys a little touch of what to
Yeah.
expect. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah,
yeah.
no, these are just little snippets of how quickly she can tune in and what we're getting from a card, and then they'll be obviously specific when we do the gallery.
Yes.
All right, Joanna, pull one.
Second time today I pulled this card, and it's onions for acceptance.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying not to connect to you guys, but as soon as I seen that card, you get very, very emotional. And there's something about there's like a longing for the past loved one that's on the other side. You know what I mean? And them actually being gone and actually transitioned. You know what I mean? Where it's almost like their life. I don't want to say it was cut short, but there was more time left, and it's almost like accepting that and them in their new role with you in your life. You know, they're not going to be there in the physical anymore. They're there with you in a different way. Oh my
I
gosh.
love
See, I was
that.
emotional.
The onions are making me cry.
Onions are making me cry because what you were saying here and how we all have to accept what happened, at least in, like I was taking that personally, that there's some freedom now because the person I'm thinking about did have bipolar. And then when you pulled acceptance, I was like, accept that he's free now. Like I'm already like
Yes.
beside myself. And then I'm now started to cry because I just saw Tina wrote, my mom had lung cancer when she passed. Been thinking about her all through this live. I'm telling you, Tina, I hope you have one of the spots at this gallery. This is amazing. All right, maybe we'll just do two more because the energy's off the charts.
Woo!
We're already getting distortion on the internet.
I just have to tell Tina one thing. Your mom had lung cancer. I think it's also kind of funny that I brought up that my mom's passing is on July 22nd, and she also passed away from lung cancer. So there's definitely like a kindred spirit kind of thing going on. So you're in this for a reason. Like we've said, you're here. Yep.
All right, one more from me, one more from Joanna. Coffee, energy.
Oh my God. Okay, now you're gonna make me cry because I feel like that one's for like also for me, and I'm not sure like who else is on here, but as soon as I seen that card, it's a coffee drinker that's on the other side, one that really loved that would be known for coffee. You know what I mean? Maybe even like Starbucks, and that is for sure my mother. But I'm not sure who else has someone on the other side, but there is definitely a coffee drinker on the other side there.
I feel like it could be my husband because every single morning he brought me coffee in bed. I never had to worry about the coffee. He loved making the coffee.
Okay, that's why I thought it. Okay, because see, I'm talking about piggybacking and messages being for more than one person. Because as soon as you pulled the acceptance card, that's what I felt. I felt like it was your husband. I didn't want to say anything, and now all of a sudden the coffee thing is coming up to confirm that it is him. Do you see that?
Talk about piggyback. Freedom and acceptance were the two I felt, and now we're doing acceptance and coffee for Joanna.
Oh, wow.
Boom, boom. And
Oh,
anybody
my
else?
gosh.
Oh my God. And look at this. Mom always had folks stopping in for coffee. Instant coffee was a staple in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
Joanna,
yeah.
pull a card. I can't take it.
Oh my gosh. And Tamara too. Do you see that? I smell coffee in the middle of the night, and she's like, my mother. That is your mother bringing that coffee to you. That's how, because she's trying to get your attention. And by the way, just let you know, a lot of times when you get scared in the middle of the night or going to sleep, it's your past loved ones trying to talk to you. Okay, your mind's too busy throughout the day, and they can't get a word in edgewise, right? And so they're trying to get through to you any way they can. Like your mom is trying to get you, get you to smell some coffee.
Well, and by the way, when this ends in a few minutes, I could go on all night. please share this far and wide. And because replay will be available to share with others, because this
Yeah.
is one of my favorite shows in the 65 we've done. I'm telling you. All right, Joanna, go
Oh
for
gosh,
it.
what's the next card going to be? This is making me nervous. I don't even know.
Well, if you're not a coffee drinker, then you may like some
Oh my
tea.
No.
Our calm card.
tea.
Okay. Me and Spirit have had a talking to about the tea card, okay? Because I host coffee and cards, right? So we have
Right.
coffee and we play with cards, and then they bring up the tea card, right? And I'm like, no, 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 this is coffee, okay? This is
This
my
is
show,
coffee.
and I say coffee, not tea, right? But definitely, so for the tea, it has like a double meaning, you know what I mean? So this could be someone over on the other side that liked tea, right? Trying to get everyone else who didn't like the coffee, right?
That's right.
But it's also someone that you could confide in, someone that you could talk to, someone where you could like spill the tea with, you know what I mean? Someone that you were close with, that maybe you missed that friendship, that, the talking, the communication, and I just feel like too, they're saying I can still do that. It's just a different
Yeah.
language. It's in a different way.
You know how some people just have a calming presence? They walk into the room and you just feel that calm coming over.
Yes.
That's how I feel like the spirits come in and they don't want to upset. They want to calm. They want to calm you down and let you know that everything's okay. And to me, that's how tea comes in.
Oh,
I'm just totally feeling my best one of my best friends. She passed very young at 40 of cancer, and she was Irish, Fiona.
okay.
And
I was totally getting a vibe of someone else in another country, but I didn't say it because I was like, Heather, nope. Just go ahead.
I literally, as soon as you pulled that card, I immediately went to Fiona, thinking about we would spend days. We wrote a book together. It never got published. She passed, but she had she lived in a cottage outside of Dublin in the countryside, and we would
Mm.
sit by the fire and just drink tea all day and write. And when you said Joanna, she had a calming presence, I immediately just thought of like my days in Ireland with Fiona. And like I hadn't thought about her so strongly until you pulled that tea card. And I'm just like, oh my God, Fiona,
Yeah,
thank you. I haven't talked
yeah,
to you in a while. Like
yeah.
amazing, amazing.
Wow.
You just
Thank
never know
you.
who's going to come up. That is beautiful. Like I'm starting getting emotional. This is
I
amazing.
know. I know. I got
All
these
right.
tears here.
Let me
Well,
Kayla here would love to connect with you, beautiful ladies, pretty please. And here's one more.
oh,
Oh
Tina
yeah.
Townsend, that last card, she says she's going to need a box of tissues, not just one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed tonight as much as we do, I didn't even know, like, I don't even know how, I don't even know what to say. Thank you. Thank you to all those who've tuned in. I know we've had many um, readers. Joanna and I seek counsel from our mentors too. And some have said they listen to our show. They watch us, that, we're divinely guided. We know that Joanna and I were told from our mentors that we contracted to do this, and there's definitely an inner exchange going on between the higher realms in here. And seeing this collaboration and the people who are finding their way to us and this community, like, this is what is happening. Like, it's really evident that we're on the next level of what can be shown through food. Like, I mean, these foods I'm going to go make all of them either for dinner or smoothie in the morning. But thank you, Heather. For those of you who want one of those spots, please sign up. The link is there, or go to Food Healing Oracle Deck, foodhealingdeck.com, but the link's in the chat. Grab one of these spots. We're going to have an incredible sacred gathering like no
I
other.
mean, this is just the sampling, the tip of the iceberg, and I can't wait until the 22nd.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Heather, any final last thoughts? And Joanne, any final thoughts?
I just wanted to say thank you to Heather. You are such a light. The way that you represent our community, our cherries, I just love you. Can't wait till Wednesday for your certification. I know you're going to. We better bring tissues, Lady and I, because I can't even imagine the reading you're going to do for us. I'm so excited. Thank
I
you for
know.
being here with us, honey.
Oh my gosh, like I have tears, so I love being part of this community. I love, everything that you guys are doing and everyone that joined us today. I really do hope that I see you on the 22nd. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so
Yeah.
incredibly grateful for that. Every single one of you is in my life right now.
Oh, blessings. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Again, we have our intro to the certification. It's free. It's this Wednesday. It's 30 minutes with Joanna and I. Who knows? We may have some certified readers pop on and give their testimonial. Come see what it's all about. See why we're so excited to offer you the certification either in New York in November or next month online, August 26th or 27th, or 11/11 through 11/12 up in Bainbridge, New York. So those are the two we have. And all of our classes are listed online. Thank you to Linda Horn for everything she does to keep us moving and grooving and growing. Blessings to you all. We will see you this Wednesday. We will see you on the 22nd and any other time. And consider joining our Fuhad Coconuts Club on the 28th.
Woohoo!
Blessings to you all, everyone. Take care.
Mwah.